When doing polygonal modeling, there are many times when we'll want to connect objects together without using a hierarchy. And we can use attach and detach to do that. So here I have a fairly simple scene. I have this table with two legs as well as a plant with some leaves. And as you can see, we have all of these over here. Now, if I wanted to make this table into one object rather than two, I can do what's called an attach. So we can do this over in the Edit panel. And notice how this object here is an editable poly already. So we don't need to add an editable poly modifier to this. So we can go down here, and you'll see that we have vertex, edge, border, as well as polygon and element. Now, elements are basically separate objects within the polygon, and this is the basis for doing attach and detach. So I'm going to go into element here, and notice how when I have this tabletop selected, that when I select element, it selects the whole thing. If I go down to polygon, you'll notice here that we can also go to polygon here. I'm only selecting the polygon. And, of course, edge allows me to select edges. So I kind of want to be an element here. Now, what I want to do is attach an object to this. So we can select attach. Now, this is available regardless of what mode you're in here. But I'm going to go ahead and select attach. And then if I want, I can click on other objects. So if I wanted to, I could click on the table legs. Or I can hit this attach list button, and I can just select those legs. So I'm going to go ahead and shift select those and select attach. Now it's going to ask me, do I want to match the materials to the existing material? And I'll say OK for that. So now you'll see that I have one big object now. Instead of three objects, I just have dining table top, and that contains everything. So if I go out of edit mode and just select this, you'll see that it selects the legs as well. And now I can go in and just edit any part of this whole thing. So if I wanted to select a polygon, I can. Now the key of this is these elements. So if I go into element, I can click on any one of these objects or original objects, and you'll see that I can get those original objects selected. But they're selected as elements. They're not separate objects. They once were, but they no longer are. Now, if I want to break this apart again, I can use what's called detach. So I go into element, select one of these elements, and scroll down to the Edit Geometry tab. And here we have a button that says detach. So when I detach this one leg, notice what happens. It asks me for a name. Let's call it table leg 1, and we hit OK. So now I have this separate object again. So I've only detached one of the legs, but we can detach another one. So let's go back into element mode here. Select that leg and hit detach, and we can go table leg 02. So now I've detached it once again. So attach and detach is a great way to connect multiple objects together as a single polygonal object. Now once attached, those objects become elements, which are a sub-object within the polygonal object.